Hello and welcome to the Flourishing Introvert Talks with me, Jo Rawbone. This is the podcast that celebrates the natural gifts of introverts so that we can flourish in all situations. Episode 214, Forging an Alliance with Extraverts. This episode has been a long time coming and was finally nudged over the line by my team, who also saw the need. I've told you many times how I'm a member of introvert groups and how too many of them encourage self-limiting ideas about what introversion is and, worse still, what we are capable or not capable of. The other position that is often taken in these groups is that extroverts somehow deliberately misunderstand us and are a pain. Memes proclaim, "Never mind telling us to speak up. Why does no one ever tell extroverts to shut up?" So I'm here to set the record straight, because both introverts and extroverts can exist in harmony. All it takes is a little bit of effort and understanding. What I'm advocating for is more intentional introvert and extrovert alliances. Now, just so I'm clear, I consider an alliance to simply be two parties choosing to collaborate and work together in ways that benefit each party. In this way, they are setting out to achieve something that they couldn't do as well on their own or in an echo chamber. We know that we live in a world that seems to extol the virtues of extroversion, meaning we can find ourselves navigating through non-inclusive environments. I've deliberately chosen the rather clumsy phrase non-inclusive as opposed to exclusive, because I do believe that the majority of the time what we experience as exclusion is not deliberate, it's ignorance. So this episode is my call for us to find ways to fit together, introverts and extroverts, and anyone else for that matter. Now, I know I probably don't need to remind anyone, but because we have non-introverted listeners, let me state quite clearly, introversion is not a weakness. It's a unique trait that brings its own strengths to the table. And there is immense potential for introverts to flourish further when they form alliances with their extroverted counterparts, especially when they can do this without compromising their authenticity. Before delving into the mechanics of an introvert-extrovert alliance, let's just recap on what each of these personality traits entails. Introverts typically draw their energy from within, often preferring solitary activities or small group settings. They're known for their reflective nature, deep thinking, and preference for meaningful conversations over small talk. Introverts may find social interactions draining and often require time alone to recharge. Conversely, extroverts thrive in social situations, deriving energy from the external stimulus and interactions that they have with other people. They are outgoing, dominant, and often enjoy being the centre of attention. Extroverts are known for their ability to adapt quickly to social dynamics, and they're known for their knack for building extensive networks. So both introverts and extroverts have strengths that we need in different situations, and great managers and leaders know their people well enough to know who brings what to the table. And remember that a strength is something that someone is good at and that they enjoy doing, because the definition of a strength is it's something that can be performed to a consistently high standard over a long period of time. You've got to enjoy something for that to be possible. So if we're bringing different strengths to the table, let's start with the myriad of strengths that introverts bring to any team, relationship, or collaboration. Of course, we're not all the same, as the introvert type quiz will attest. So as individuals, we will relate more to some of these strengths than others. That's completely natural. It's safe to say that pretty much all introverts have a penchant for introspection, allowing us to delve deeply into complex problems, often uncovering innovative solutions. We can be pretty terrier-like when we know that there is a potential solution to be had, but we're not given time to exhaust our research or our creative problem solving. Because introverts are overstimulated mentally, we often excel in tasks that require concentration and attention to detail. The challenge is that many workplaces are too noisy for us to concentrate adequately. Those introverts with these strengths make them invaluable in fields like research, writing, and finance. Many introverts will also have the capacity to be exceptional listeners and observers. This is another area where those unhelpful introvert groups can confuse matters. Memes that say, "My superpower is to stand in front of you and not hear a thing you're saying," can be true at times, namely when introverts are overwhelmed. But as a general rule, we are great listeners. Our ability to use emotional intelligence in order to empathise with others and pick up on subtle cues enables us to form meaningful connections faster, and that fosters trust. Introverts often serve as trusted confidants and advisors, offering thoughtful insights and support to those around them. This is especially true of the open introverts and some of the blends. Remember to take the quiz if you're not sure of your type. Now, let's look at the power of extroverts, because they possess their own set of strengths that, if we give them half a chance, complement those of we introverts. Their outgoing nature and ease in social settings makes them adept at networking. But then so is a sociable introvert, one of the types revealed by the introvert type quiz. Extroverts are skilled at spontaneous communication and are able to articulate ideas with confidence, making them natural influencers. They are often good at winning business, but often need introverts to do the in-depth work. Furthermore, extroverts thrive in team environments where they excel at generating ideas quickly and whipping up enthusiasm. If they are optimists, they may serve to uplift the spirits of those around them, fostering a dynamic and fun work culture. Extroverts are also quick to adapt to change and embrace new opportunities, making them a valuable asset in fast-paced and evolving industries. So what about the potential synergy then of an introvert-extrovert alliance? The most successful alliances occur when the strengths of the introverts and extroverts are symbiotic, so each benefits from the partnership. By choosing to understand, value and leverage their respective traits, introverts and extroverts can achieve more together than they could alone. Here's how. Number 1, complementary skill sets. Introverts bring their analytical thinking and attention to detail to the table, while extroverts contribute their social acumen and ability to navigate complex social dynamics. This combination of strengths enables teams to approach problems from multiple perspectives, leading to more comprehensive solutions. Number 2, balanced communication. Introverts provide thoughtful insights and strategic analysis, while extroverts bring enthusiasm to the way those ideas are communicated. This balance ensures that teams consider diverse viewpoints and communicate their ideas clearly and persuasively. Number 3, enhanced creativity. Collaborations between introverts and extroverts often sparks creativity and innovation because we tend to look at problems so differently. An introvert's introspective nature encourages deep exploration and ideation, while the extrovert's openness to external stimuli and diverse perspectives infuse energy and inspiration into the creative process. Together, introverts and extroverts can generate novel ideas and solutions that push the boundaries of possibility. Number 4, support and encouragement. Now, this isn't a given, but in a team or relationship with maturity, it's possible to experience phenomenal mutual support and encouragement. Introverts offer a listening ear and empathic understanding, while extroverts provide the energy and enthusiasm. This develops psychological safety, and a support network of this nature empowers individuals to take risks, overcome challenges, and more readily reach desired outcomes. Number 5, expanded networks. By partnering with extroverts, introverts are able to expand their social networks, which can lead to them accessing new opportunities. Simon Sinek has a great little YouTube video of him explaining how he always goes to a networking event with an extrovert. Extroverts tend to excel at networking and opening doors, thereby introducing introverts to new contacts. It's usually the introverts who then build the strong relationships and work at the delivering on the collaborations and business ventures. An expanded network enhances both personal and professional growth opportunities for introverts, and it builds the reputation of extroverts. So there are reciprocal benefits for both introverts and extroverts when we intentionally forge alliances, and it doesn't happen by chance. It takes patience and understanding. Working in alliance, we collectively become more than the sum of the parts, and so does our output. There's one thing for introverts to be really aware of in potential alliances, though, and that's preserving their individuality and not losing their sense of self. It's all too easy for introverts to become overwhelmed in the presence of high-energy, fast-paced extrovert company. So I hope I've piqued your interest and you're now ready to at least explore the beneficial introvert-extrovert alliances. And if so, here are some of the strategies that will enable you as an introvert to hang on to who you really are. Firstly, set and hold boundaries. In the best alliances, boundaries are explored and agreed from all sides. From an introvert perspective, we need to communicate our needs clearly so that we prevent overwhelm and burnout. This means we can actively and fully participate in the alliance. So my recommendation for introverts is to spend some time in advance getting really clear on where your boundaries need to be so that you're not wrong-footed when you're put on the spot. Next, it's important to model quiet leadership. Introverts have a unique leadership style that is characterized by thoughtful deliberation and lead by example behavior. Instead of succumbing to the pressure to mimic extroverted leadership styles, introverts should embrace their natural strengths and leverage them to inspire and motivate others. Quiet leadership can be just as impactful, if not more so, than loud and dominant leadership styles. It's then important to focus on quality over quantity. Introverts thrive in deep, meaningful, generative conversations rather than superficial interactions. Instead of trying to match an extrovert's contribution rate or allow them to close you down, we need to focus on adding value when we speak and cultivating genuine relationships with a select few individuals. In alliances like this, it's critical that we practice self-care, so prioritise your self-care and make time for activities that recharge your energy reserves. Whether it's reading a book, going for a walk in nature, or practicing mindfulness, we introverts should carve out moments of solitude to rejuvenate our minds and spirits. My brilliant battery boosters are, well, brilliant for this, because you really can't pour from an empty jug. And finally, let's make sure that we value and celebrate our differences. Alliances that take the time at the outset to understand and genuinely appreciate what makes everyone involved tick are so much more likely to succeed. I believe we need to model this in society, in families and the workplace, as it really is at the heart of diversity, equity and inclusion resulting in belonging. I'm sure that you'll either have or generate your own strategies, so please share them with me. In conclusion then, introvert-extrovert alliances hold immense potential for personal and professional growth, offering a synergistic blend of strengths and perspectives while still maintaining authenticity and individuality. By setting boundaries, modelling quiet leadership and prioritising self-care, introverts can successfully navigate alliances with extroverts, unlocking new opportunities for us all. Ultimately, introvert-extrovert alliances pave the way for mutual support, understanding and growth, creating a world where individuals of all personality types can flourish. Working in alliance, we collectively become more than the sum of the parts as we establish how we fit together. It's time to stop compounding division on both sides so we can coexist and work in accord, which means it's time to start honestly looking at where our skills or competencies can be complemented by something that somebody else brings for the good of the whole. If you enjoyed this episode as much as I did, then please subscribe, rate us and leave a comment, because we know that helps other people find the podcast. And if other people find us, other introverts can flourish.